It's time once again for Uncle Matt's bedtime story. Hello, everybody. It's Uncle Matt, and I'm here to read you another bedtime story. And tonight's bedtime story is called The Phone Booth in Mr. Hiroto's Garden. Written by Heather Smith and Rachel Wada. This story was copyright in, let me see, copyright in 2019. Feels like a crisp book here that I have here. Maybe I'm the first one to read it. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Every morning, Mikhail visited his neighbor, Mr. Hirota. Together they sat at the edge of his garden, looking down at the small figures on the harbor. They made a game of spotting Mikhail's dad as he unloaded the morning catch, and Mr. Hirota's daughter, Fumika, as she cleaned and gutted the fish. "I see them," Mikhail would say. Mr. Hirota would laugh. "You win again, Mikhail." It was one of their favorite games. They were playing it when the shaking started and the big wave came. Mikhail's father loved the ocean. He'd say, "Listen, Mikhail, the ocean is saying good morning." The lapping waves would whisper, "Ohio, Ohio, Ohio." Mikhail always returned the greeting, "Ohio gozaimasu, ocean." But on the day the big wave came, the ocean didn't whisper. It roared. Rumble, boom, crash. Mikhail watched as the wave got bigger and bigger. "Oh, oh, oh," cried Mr. Hirota. A big, watery hand swept into the harbor, snatching everything and everyone in its grasp. It even took Mikhail's voice. Everyone lost someone the day the big wave came. Silence hung over the village like a dark, heavy cloud. Then, one day, rat-tat-tat, arr, thump, 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 Mikhail watched from his window. Mr. Hirota was building something. But what? It was a phone booth, painted white and with many panes of glass. Mr. Hirota went inside. His voice floated out. "Fumika, it's your father. I miss you." Mikhail was confused. Fumika had been snatched by the ocean, just like Mikhail's dad. When Mr. Hirota left the booth, Mikhail crept inside. An old-fashioned phone sat on a table. It had no plugs or wires. It was a phone connected to nowhere. Mr. Hirota visited his phone booth every day. Soon the other villagers did too. Their voices floated on the wind. Hello, cousin. Today I fixed the boat. I will fish again soon. Hello, Mum. I planted a tree for you today, a maple. Your favorite. Sister, how are you? I rode your bike today. It fits me now. Hello, my love. I painted our bedroom your favorite shade of blue. Mikhail went down to the harbor. It was the first time since the big wave came he used his voice. He screamed at the ocean, "Bring our people back." The waves lapped gently. Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. Mikhail sighed and looked up. Mr. Hirota's phone booth sat high on the hill like a lighthouse. The climb back up the hill was tiring. Mikhail was hot and sweaty. The phone felt cool in his hand. Dad, it's me. Can you hear me? I yelled at the ocean. It said good morning anyway. Guess what? I did really well on my math test. The cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Everything's pink. Mom painted your room your favorite shade of blue. I miss you, Dad. Every morning, Mikhail looks down at the harbor. When the ocean says good morning, Mikhail thinks of his dad. Someday he'll return the greeting. But for now, he makes a game of spotting Mr. Hirota from high on the hill. I see you, Mikhail calls. Mr. Hirota smiles and waves. It's one of their favorite games. The end. And just an author's note here I'm going to read to you. After the death of his cousin in 2010, a man named Aitaro Sasaki built a phone booth in his garden as a way to deal with his grief. Although the phone was disconnected, Sasaki believed his words rode the wind to his loved one. A year later, when a tsunami struck his coastal town of Utuchi, thousands of mourners flocked to the phone booth, longing to connect to their missing loved ones. When I heard the story of Aitaro Sasaki's phone of the wind, I was struck by the beauty of how a simple object, a disconnected phone, could help a grieving community heal. It was this sense of hope and resilience that inspired me to fictionalize the story for a young audience. I hope that, like Mikhail, readers will see that sometimes in sadness there is beauty. In this case, it is found within the walls of Mr. Hirota's phone booth. That's all the time we have for Uncle Matt's bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.